Hey everyone, Desi is here with another video. In this one, this is gonna be more of a live commentary kind of video. I'm back on my level 52 now shaman, Wise Runner, on the Project Quarm server. Wise Runner has found himself in the capital city of the trolls. I am in Grob, and I'm actually here to kill some bashers. So this camp is pretty chill. Oh, here's one right now, Basher Satuk. I'm gonna start by slowing him, and then I'll send my pet over to grab some of that aggro. So then he's okay, he still has some aggro on me. I'm gonna quickly root him just so I can, oh, he resisted, just so I can land a dot without being interrupted. And then I'm gonna cast Envenom Bolt, which does some pretty decent damage. I think it does like 146 damage a tick, plus a 110 direct damage right off the bat. And I'm pretty excited to do more kind of solo gameplay on the shaman, because I used to make a lot of videos about my necromancer on Project 1999. I got him to level 39. His name was Severlin. And I made a lot of kind of solo videos in like South Carolina killing the treants. It's not Trents, it's treants. So I did get that wrong in the video, so I apologize for that, but it's treants. And just a couple other videos kind of killing some of the mobs in West Commonlands, and I did a lot of like the early level kind of necromancer solo spots, so that was a very fun journey. So it's fun to kind of recreate the essence of that original kind of solo venture, but on a shaman that's also much higher level. Now I can kill guards and stuff, which is kind of sick. We're just gonna get him down to 20% health, and then he's gonna start to run away to his pals, which I'll probably do a direct damage spell on, because I don't really want to get extra aggro, because these guys are kind of a pain when there's more than one of them on me. So I'm just gonna try to take them out quick. Boom. And I'm also saving up. I think I have enough platinum now with my mule and this character to buy the Jaundice Bone Bracers. And what those do is that spell I just cast, Winter's Roar, it does like almost 300 damage in direct damage. However, it does cost 150 mana to cast, so it's not a free spell. But with this bracer, it's a clicky, so you can actually cast it. I think it's like an 8-second timer or so, and you can cast it without any charge of mana whatsoever. So that is definitely worth it for me, especially just trying to take out these guys. If I'm able to just have my pet on a mob and I can just spam Winter's Roar, I wouldn't really even need to cast a dot, I don't think. I think the bracers are going for around 1.8 to 2,000 platinum right now. I have almost 900 platinum on my shaman, and then I have like 1,200 plat on a mule. So I definitely have enough to buy one, and I'm definitely going to do that pretty soon, because that would be such a beneficial addition to my solo adventure. All right, I think I'm gonna have to cast regen on myself here, because my health is getting a bit low, and these guards do hit like a truck. And I just got a new regen spell at level 52, Regrowth, so that's very nice. Feels pretty good to be back on Project Quarm, to be honest. I was kind of taking a little hiatus from EverQuest, maybe hopping on Pantheon every once in a while, and I've been leveling a very low level necromancer. I think he's level 4 right now, but just a little side character to have some fun on. But it's been nice to hop on the shaman again, and especially doing solo stuff. I really like soloing because I can just log in whenever, and I don't really need to commit a certain level of amount of time to the session. However, last weekend I was in a couple of Karner's Castle groups, and that's where I got from like level 51 to 52 and almost 53. And I was in some really, really good groups. I'll try to include some of the footage in this video. But I had some excellent group mates. There was, I remember one of the paladins. He was a halfling paladin named Stanwell Gamgee, I think, like Lord of the Rings reference, and he had his paladin epic, so that was kind of badass. I remember getting the paladin epic on one of the TLPs, the Ragefire one, and back in like 2015, which is insane. That was like 10 years ago at this point. Yeah, that is absolutely crazy. Another little update that I've been working on this character is I am looking to get my epic 1.0, and with that I do need to go to the plane of fear and kill one of the golems to get a child's tear from like an Ixar. So that will require me to, I'm gonna pull this guy quick. That will require me to, why isn't he getting aggro? It's so weird. Ouch. Oops. Yeah, to start to raid. So I'm gonna have to join a raiding guild or something. And I know the guild I'm in right now, Hardened Casuals, they have like an alliance kind of set up with a guild called Haven. So I'm probably gonna join up with Haven and see how that goes. The raiding schedule does work with my schedule, so might hit up Plane of Fear, and then there's like a boss fight in City of Mist. Oh my gosh, this guy. See, that hit so hard. Then there's like a final boss fight in City of Mist after you get the Child's Tear. And that's basically all you have to do for the Shaman Epic 1.0 besides like a faction rep guide. And the faction rep guide isn't too bad. A lot of the pieces kind of drop in various locations, but I'm able to kind of circumnavigate all of that. A guy kind of told me about this setup between this gem that drops from a guy in Butcher Block, and then you can turn it in and get faction pretty quick. So it's definitely nice there, and it makes the epic for the shaman a lot easier to complete, which I really appreciate. If I have to do less to get a super nice weapon, then I'll probably do less. All right, this guy is almost dead here. Basher Razbaz. Yeah, some of them die really quick, and then others take like forever. Beat this guy up. Manitic. Oh, one thing I gotta say for the Nillipuss or Nillipuss UI, whoever developed the Manitic edition, you saved me a lot of headache, because every 6 seconds, I'm sure like every EverQuest player knows this, but every 6 seconds is, I don't want to get aggro, is the global mana regen. I got it anyways, whatever. At least there's only one. Come back here, buddy. But this automatically kind of shows that interval. It doesn't always land on like the same spot or anything, because there's bound to be some variance between the point where you log into the zone and I assume just the client of the UI itself that it's running on. But it does save me a lot of time, because I'm like, oh, that tick's coming. I know that's where it usually updates, so I'm gonna sit really quick there. Oh, my cat's making some noise. Okay, so like right there, that's where the mana tick is. So then I can do cannibalize, get some mana, and then sit. And then I know exactly at that point, this is when my mana regens. So I can like even get a couple hits on a mob or something, and while I'm mid-combat, I can literally just sit down for like a half second, not even get that mana, and then just keep attacking. So it's a very good way to maximize, look at that, boom. It's a very good way to maximize your mana regen while still being effective as just a DPS or really anything. If I'm trying to get out of the way of something, if I'm kiting, it really takes away the full utility of like medding, of sitting for the entire time. I mean, it's easier like if you got nothing else to going on to just sit and just wait for your mana to med and regenerate, but like if you're running, you really only need to sit for like a millisecond every 6 seconds to really get the full regeneration factor of the mana. I guess that's just how the game engine runs, but there's definitely a lot of ways to take advantage of that. And honestly, I don't think I knew about that being the case until I played on my Necromancer on Project 1999, because I never really had to think about it. I usually played a lot of melee classes where I wasn't always medding to begin with, but even when I played casters, I guess I never really realized the 6 second mana tick, which is kind of crazy to think about in retrospect. And another huge thing that's really nice about this camp is that every guard 100% drops a longsword and a round shield. A longsword sells for around 11 platinum if you have the charisma buff on, which I do. And I'm gonna put my Dark Elf illusion on. Oops, not the mana rock. Ooh, the mana rock works. That's nice. Some zones it doesn't work. I think in Kunark. Oh, that ultra vision is just so nice. I know I have a spell for it, but I just like being a Dark Elf too. But each of these swords sells for 11 platinum, the shield sells for 1 platinum, and then they usually drop an intestine necklace, which is another platinum. So you're pretty much guaranteed every kill like 13 platinum. And then on top of that, they have a chance of dropping like a fine steel weapon in addition to a sword and a shield. And then I think in the loot index it said they drop gems, but I haven't seen any yet. So definitely a really good money-making camp. I think I got here last night and I maybe soloed here for maybe a couple hours, and I made it like 400 platinum just of raw platinum just from selling the stuff. And the best part about this camp is that there's literally a vendor right here. There's literally a vendor. And if you have the Dark Elf Illusion, you can just sell right to him. Put a charisma buff on if you're a shaman or anything, and you can just sell it all, and you don't have to run out of space. You don't have to be encumbered. So this is literally one of the best camps that I've found in this game, especially for like the level 50 range. Like all of these guards have decent XP. I've got about like 10% XP just killing this stuff. But more importantly is I've made a ton of plat, which is what I'm here for, primarily because I want to get those jaundice bone bracers and some change. So yeah, let's pull this guy here, Basher Kankuk. There is a Basher like a little bit further back there who is like the same level as all these other guards. However, he's like a low-level quest giver, and with that, oh my gosh, he stunned me for a while. And with that, he has like way more health and does way more damage than the other guards. So it's very important to not get aggro from him. Oh man, I'll just put a dot on him quick. Another couple additions that I've made on my shaman is I bought a new shield and spear. I was kind of rocking some decent caster stuff. Here, I'm gonna root him quick. Oh, I'll just whack him. Why not? I got good AC with this shield. Yeah, so I got the Howling Harpoon and the Sarnak Battle Shield. So the Sarnak Battle Shield is just good for just having raw health and decent AC, good resist stuff. So it's good for like meleeing, and it's also good for, you know, when you cannibalize, you have a larger health pool to take away that health from. So more health for a shaman is always a good thing, and more AC is always a good thing for really any class. Like survivability is always an important factor no matter what class you're playing. You want to die as little as possible, and if a mob's on you, it's always best that their damage is mitigated as much as possible. And then the other thing I got was the Howling Harpoon. I bought this in the tunnel, and very, very nice shaman weapon. I mean, it's shaman only, so it wouldn't really be a good weapon for anything else. But, you know, decent, like 13 damage, 35 delay. Melee is not a huge thing for this kind of class. And then 6 wisdom and 40 mana is huge. So I think at this point, 4, 10, 50. At this point, I think like every wisdom is like 11 or 12 mana. So I'm really giving myself over 100 mana from wearing the spear. And then as a little side bonus, there's a stun combat effect proc too. So if I am like beating on some mobs, or say one of the trolls was running away, and this has happened several times, like if I'm beating on that troll, every once in a while, you know, I'll just stun them. So they just kind of stand there for a bit. So definitely very nice there. In my range spot, I got the beetle stinger. So just a little stat stick, to be honest. I'm just wearing it for the 4 wisdom, to be honest. The dex and agility I don't think they're too important. I think agility might help with damage mitigation with AC, but that's about it. I also got the Barbarian Spiritus Hammer if I really want to do some DPS. Very good wisdom, so it's like 150 mana wearing this thing. And intellect is completely useless for a shaman. But the Winter's Roar, this is similar to the Jaundice Bone Bracer. It has that proc. Every time you hit, there's a chance it does some damage, so it's a little low probability for that though. So like the Jaundice Bone Bracer is really nice because you can 100% cast it. Like you're not hoping that it's gonna cast. So yeah, that's kind of my loadout right now. I did get the Kunzar Cloak in Karner's Castle, so I got 2 wisdom from that one, and you know, 7 AC. I know this isn't really that good of a piece. I think it really goes for like nothing in the tunnel, but it was a nice little organic piece of gear that I got in a group because I was wearing like a banded cloak. So I'll take any upgrade I can get in that regard. I guess that's kind of a quick little glance at some of the gear that I'm wearing, but I have a lot of the totemic gear that I did some of the quest lines for. I got like the Golden Afridi boots. Honestly, that one like Halloween event where there was the Plane of Injustice thing and like the quadruple buff durations and like double XP and everything, I really made a lot of progress from that event. Also, like, I've not really been pulling this guard. There's another pather that kind of comes out of here. But honestly, whenever I pull them, I always get like 2 or 3 ads. So I'm kind of just chilling with pulling the guy here, the guy up here, the guy over here, and then the patroller that comes in. And I think on the P99 wiki, they have like a 24-minute respawn time. I'm not sure on Quarm, however, if it might be a little bit less time, because I know there's quicker respawn times in general. But I know there's like the Project Quarm database I can check on. But I just won't do it on this video since I'm kind of immersing myself in the land of Grob at the moment. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I've ran into a couple trolls, and I've been committing treason on their guards, so I've been apologizing to the players that have witnessed my genocide of the troll people. But you know, it's something you gotta do. You gotta make the cash. You gotta get the XP any way you can. I'm a barbarian underneath the guise of the Dark Elf, so I don't really want to kill any of the good races. I just want to kill the bad ones, so that's kind of my mentality going into this. I have my trusted hound. I'm gonna give him some haste. I don't know if I did that yet, but I've been giving my wolf pet the Talisman of Altoona, which gives him like 200 extra hit points. I give him some haste and he goes insane on these guys. And then I always make sure that I have HP regen on myself just for maximum mana regen with Cannibalize. And that's kind of been my setup. Like, I'm sitting at full health, full mana right now, just waiting for the repops. It's a very good dad camp. If you don't know what a dad camp is in EverQuest, it's basically a spot you can stay at and just very consistently take out 1 or 2 mobs, or maybe a few more. And they have a very steady, consistent respawn timer where you can like single pull them. And it's also the kind of camp where if something in real life happens, you can just kind of get up and do what you got to do. And then when you sit back down, you didn't really miss out on much. You weren't really needed for anything, and you still make consistent XP and money, even if it is probably a little less efficient than being in an actual group. I really like the dad camp playstyle of EverQuest. I find it very relaxing, especially listening to music or putting on some YouTube videos in the background like I would do for this one if I was playing EverQuest. I really like to watch EverQuest videos myself, and yeah, it's just very, very nice. One of my favorite times to do it is in the mornings. I remember before my classes, I would log in on my necromancer and, you know, farm a couple mobs solo for like an hour or 2 with a cup of coffee. Like that was really nice doing that kind of stuff. But anyways, I have some stuff coming up in real life right now that I have to tend to myself, so that's the beauty of the dad camp. And I'm probably gonna end the video here. I really hope you're all having a fantastic day and everything's going good in your lives and you're enjoying EverQuest if you're playing it. Or if not, you know, you're just enjoying what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. I'm sending everyone good vibes. And if you like the video, feel free to leave a like on it and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I make EverQuest videos like this one, and I like to talk about MMOs and stuff and books, so feel free to hit that subscribe button too. Anyways, take care, everyone. Peace.